It's me, name's Sony. Welcome back to Project TX. Today we are back in the big the sandbox world that I originally started. Well, I originally sort of redesigned, rebuilt out of a number of different worlds that we've seen. So obviously we've seen the usual Mario Sunshine test level. I really love this layout. It's a very nice one. So I rebuilt that. And then behind the scenes, of course, we've got the old Gmod sandbox style building that I modified as well. And you can see in the background there that we've got the obstacle course from the previous video. So my nice running obstacle course, that's in here. And there's a number of extra objects here as well. Brilliant. Now, that's the thing to mention as well, is that one of the things about this project right now, as it stands, when there was the main menu video, from that video onwards was actually a completely separate project to the previous Project DX. I rebuilt all of the code, all of the scripts to work with my new code layout, which is much easier and a little bit more efficient as well. It's just a better data layout in terms of how I've done things. So I actually had to rebuild a lot of stuff. I actually rewrote a lot of the code, rearranged how that works as well. But yeah, for the most part, everything's pretty same in terms of function. But I rewrote the code completely, so that's why it took a little bit of time rebuilding literally every function in Project DX. But there we go. We now have a better world. In fact, I'm going to switch you over to my camera. That's where you were. We're going to switch you over to my camera so we can have a look around at some of the new functionality. We've got some improvements to the actual distance grabber. So here we go. Now we can actually activate, and there is a gesture. Wonderful. Brilliant. It's still not finished because it still doesn't give you a perfect angle on the object that you pick up, right? It needs to move towards the hand when I put my hand out as well, and it needs to also correct things like weapons and stuff like that. Now the physics gun has been added back in. I rewrote this from scratch because it's a simple one to do, but I also rewrote it for some more efficiency and a little bit better on the effects. There we go. Really cool new effect that I've put on the actual physics gun. Let's pick up this concrete barrier here. You can see very, very strong, of course, but then if you swing it about really heavily, you can see that there's actually a nice curvature on the actual and right now they're just sort of rotating as I hold them. So there we go, exactly as you started, but not exactly how I want them to be later on. Of course, I haven't added the ball yet, the control ball. That's about all for the physics gun. We're not going to really need it today. I've re-added all of my simple stuff, weapons, all the usual business. Really cool. There we go. Oh, I don't know why I'm reaching for things when I could just go. You're in the way. Yeah, I need to fix some of the actual detection so that it activates the correct stuff. Like right now, there's no guarantee on what it's going to detect, right? So here we go. There we go. Very cool. Nice. I've got some of my basic functions back in as well, including the slow-mo stuff. So here we go. Beautiful. Now this gun especially actually has a better trail so that you can actually see it. And the reason for that is actually what we're going to look at here. Really, really nice. So you can see I've got some of the usual effects, right? We've got metal effects. We've got regular sort of dust effects. And then a little bit extra. Actually, I'm going to hop over the water for now. And we've got a little bit extra, which is grass effects. There we go. Nice. Really nice. Just basic stuff for now. You can see there's a bit of a spark there. I need to fix that. But really nice. We've got all the basic stuff going on. Beautiful. Now, what we are talking about today. Actually, one more thing before I talk about things that we're talking about today. In the demo, I won't be giving you complete access to all of my beautiful debug tools. including actually the boosters that I use to fly around, which are back in as well. But I've got a replacement for that, which is a little bit more fun. So for now, of course, I am going to give you a little bit of a spawn menu, and that acts as a sort of vending machine here. Beautiful vending machine. So here we go, you can spawn whatever you want, pick it up over here, and then throw it about. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is buoyancy. Right, so we've got the usual buoyancy back in. All objects have their buoyancy values set properly. So for example, let's take this drum here. I really need to add some sound effects for this stuff. There we go. No splash effects yet, but you can see it floats and it has a little bit of bobbing, in fact. So if we look really closely now, you can see things are bobbing really nicely. There's a little bit of a bob effect, there's a little bit of waving left and right and random motion going on in the water. Really, really nice. It is something that I've been wanting to add. I always had this sort of flat water, and it was very simple and not very good, right? I don't really like the idea of that. And of course, the buoyancy system supports different types of metrics as well. So you got here, that drum there is filled, therefore the liquid goes down, and as a result the drum stands up on water, whereas this one's an empty drum, nice and easy to lift and pick right out of the water as well. There we go. Basketball, whoop, whoop, and then back in the water. Or, even better, into the... Oh, come on. Well, complete failure. But there we go. Right, let's have a grab of these guns, because we've got some more effects to look at. There we go, the regular effects, but we've got some really special stuff going on in water. There we go. Now, the real cool stuff here is that it's actually affecting the ballistics of the bullets as well. This is something that I spent a little bit of time on. I wanted to get things not necessarily accurate, but just a little bit of fun and get the basics implemented. So the actual physics of the bullets aren't perfect, they're not like super accurate, but they are ridiculously fun. We can't really see that yet because we haven't jumped in the water. So let's do exactly that. Actually, you hop in the water for me. You as well. In you go, and we'll dive in and get it. Wonderful. Or should I say, there we go. Wonderful. So now you can see that we've got actual effects in the water. But what's cool is that, as you can see from the shadow, is that we actually have some motion on the character as well, and animation systems that work based on that. So let's get the camera over there. Now the effects won't work properly with the camera. You will only see the effects that I see, which means sometimes the camera will be above the water, like so, and it will still be showing my effects, right? But until that is fixed, which I don't think I will ever fix that, it's not something that needs to be fixed except for when I'm really working in some sort of a world builder or something like that. But for now, that doesn't really need fixing. You can see I'm trying to stay afloat here. But there we go. Actually, we'll keep the zoom out there. And you can see here, once I start swimming... Ooh, a little bit of a jump there with the camera. You can see once I start swimming, we actually have some animation work going on. So let me go down here. Very, very nice. It's really, really nice. It works nicely. It knows what I'm doing. If I float down to the bottom, I can actually walk around on the surface. Or should I say... Yeah, and then the audio is nice. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. It's wonderful. It feels great to swim around in. I do have some work needed on the elbows. They don't look very good when you go behind there. So definitely a little bit more work to do on the elbows. But let's grab a gun. You can see here, you can see the bullets actually hit the surface. But when we go underneath, let me switch over to my camera. So here we go, hitting on the surface. Let's go under these. And you can see that the bullet trail actually starts moving around. It's got the basis of ballistics going on, and in fact you can actually see the bullets here falling down. Look at that. They do hit with actual force when it comes to the particle systems, but there we go. Let's try and get the other. Where's the other gun? Is the other gun in here somewhere? Hello, other gun. Oh, I don't know where the other one's gone, but that's fine. We'll just use this. And if we switch over to slow-mo, you'll be able to see and hear some major differences. So here we go. Let's try and get over here. Right, so now you can see the bullets, how they are actually trailing here. You can see how they trail around. The cool part is, if I fire up, you can see the bullet actually goes out of the water and has lost so much velocity that it starts to fall again. Right, so if I just shoot up, you'll actually see bullets start falling again and hitting the water. There you can see there, a bullet fell. There we go. Oh, they're all coming down. They're all coming down. Wonderful. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But the coolest part about this is when we're above water, well, not when we're above water, but when the guns are above water. Well, it doesn't help that there's a can in the way. You can see once the bullet hits water, and this is actually being fired from above, it actually still has affected, has the particle systems and bullets affected by water ballistics. Absolutely brilliant. That bullet actually trailed in from the top there. It trailed in, went in, came out again, and then lost its velocity enough to fall down, and we saw the particle system there. It becomes really, really cool when you're actually doing that. But you'll also notice another thing about guns, which is of course that they cause a force on me, which is really cool. So here we go. There you go. You can see the force pushing back on my hand, which is fine. That's all very good and well, but that leads to something really cool. And that is, of course, a complete breaking of the game. What the heck just happened? I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so a minor missing collider there, which completely broke my grab system. Yeah, I forgot, because I was changing the collision system on the metal bins, and as a result, completely forgot to take one collider out of the array. But there we go, absolutely broken system, wonderful. What I was talking about though was guns in water. Let's pick up these. Let's pick up these Mach 11s. Yeah, there we go, wonderful. Let's pick up these Mach 11s, and we can see that we fire real fast like. But what's really cool is that when we're in water, these things cause some force on the back of us. So when we are jumping naturally here, whoop, pretty good. But when we jump with these, you can see pretty good forces coming to push me back, which is really cool in water, because when we do this, let's zoom the camera in a little bit so that it doesn't look absolutely terrible when the water is when I'm underwater and the camera's not. Let's turn you over here sideways a little bit, and now watch what happens when I fire. I'm getting pushed back. And then of course the coolest part of this is when we go real deep, go down here, and then we can kind of hover on the water. Where are you, camera? Hello? Oh, yeah, so we can kind of hover on the water. If we go low enough, jump, we can kind of hover in the water. That's real cool. But of course, I thought, hey, this is a bit of a problem. The guns aren't supposed to be firing so strongly in water, so I weakened them up a little bit in water. That means you can't really hover as high as you could before. In comes what I call the flood jet booster, and this is the replacement for the regular boosters. So here we go. Here's the regular boosters with a sort of basic design. Allow us to fly. Wait, let's switch you to zoom out. Allow us to fly. There we go, the usual business. Oh, that didn't work out very well. Whee! Right, slow down. Let's get over there again. It lets us fly. Really cool, right? And push things around as well. That's fine. But the flood jet boosters are even cooler because they shoot water. Real cool. let's have a look at these things in first person. Whee! Brilliant. And what they do is they actually change force depending, well, like the actual return force. You can see here there's a bit of a return force to shoot the water out. But if there's something pushing on it, it actually pushes the gun a lot more, like it would in reality. So if you pushed like this, it would be weaker than if you pushed like this, which is strong enough, in fact, to hover me above the ground. But it's only hovering. It will not push me enough to make me fly. As you can see, it just keeps it active and I can just about hover, right? Brilliant. It also shoots things off the table. Looks absolutely brilliant while doing it. Wonderful. What's even cooler is if you take one of these things and then you just go whoop. Real fun, right? So there we go, real powerful. And we can kind of push him in the head as well. He's a lot more strong than I thought he would be. I need to work a little bit on him. You can see his little debug text there. But here we go. So here's the coolest part of this, is of course it allows me to float around. So let me try and do this in a nice visually pleasant manner. So there we go. If I get low enough to kind of tilt my body, you can see I'm able to sort of hover around and fly around quite fast, relatively fast. Whee! Right, absolutely wonderful. And of course the coolest part of this is that they act as jets in water, right? So these are much more powerful in water. So here we go. We can of course hover on the surface of the water, like so, like I did earlier. There we go. Or we can go into the water and hover properly. So there we go. Absolutely brilliant. This is blooming wonderful. Whee! And then we go faster, and then absolutely brilliant. I love it. Right, let's have a look at this in first person. So there we go. On top of the water surface, you can see here strong jets. Let's try and keep a hover. There we go. Nice, a hover. Right, so there we go, hovering on top of the water. And then when we go into the water, you can see the effect changes, of course, as most of the weapons and stuff do. And then you can see we are able to boost around, and we get the animations as well because we are in swimming mode. Absolutely brilliant. This is blooming wonderful. Oh, this is so much fun. This is more fun than the actual flying boosters, and I do want to replace them. Obviously those will be great debugging tools, but for now I kind of want to use these as part of the demo. So these are the ones that you'll get in the demo. You can't just completely fly out there. I have put walls on like the outer walls. I've put invisible walls and stuff, so that's not a problem. But let's hover and fly here. Whee! There we go. Come on, off we go, off we go. We're gonna need a little bit more boosting than that. There we go. Let's go. Ooh, brilliant. I blooming love it. It's absolutely wonderful, right? So there we go. The other cool thing is, because I did add crawling in a special way, it does allow you to sort of act as a dive if you crouch mid-air like that, right? So there we go. Right? A little bit of action required in the real world, but it's really cool when you dive in from a surface into water. So here we go. We'll swing the camera over to here and then have a look at me going, yeah! Blooming wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. I love this. Oh, there we go. These boxes are actually blocking the camera, which is a little bit annoying and a little bit unfortunate. Not something that I wanted to happen, but there we go. You can actually see some natural swimming, and this is of course physics based, so there we go. Another thing to point out is that I am actually controlling the way the sort of ground controller works as well. So while my hands are doing nothing, I can actually stay afloat by kicking my feet, even though the animation is not doing that yet. But I'm also able to sort of move around on water. So there we go. I can kind of move forward and back a little bit. Let me try and get near a wall so you can actually see how much that affects things. So there we go. You can see I'm able to move sideways. There we go. And that's just slightly accelerating my player. There's no top speed really, other than what gravity does, what drag does to you. Not gravity, sorry. So there we go. Let's just... And there we go. Wonderful. And of course we can just dive straight to the bottom. From out here, we'll switch you back to my camera for one last dive. Gironi mouse! Touch the surface. Whee! And we can as well crawl on the surface. There we go. Crawling on the surface. Right, so there we go. Crawling on the surface. It's really cool. Everything feels legit right now. Legit. Ooh. It's blooming wonderful. How do you like that? Hopefully you are enjoying so far what I've been adding to the project. Right now my checklist is at about 30% for all the things that I need to complete and get fixed. There's obviously a lot of effects missing. There's a little bit of zoom will help. There's some effects missing. There's sounds missing. There is some functionality that's a little bit broken, and animation systems need a little bit of work. The body structure, especially when swimming, maybe a little bit jittery there. I need to finish off the actual distance grabber, right? Which is good. It works kind of well, but there are problems with larger props. Things like this. You can see it's very, very close to me when it hovers, right? So there we go, kind of hitting me in the face there. Real problem. Yeah. So there we go. It's quite cool. It works really well. That guy is still damageable, but he's very, very healthy. So he's able to take quite a few hits to the head before he knocks out right here. And then he will actually get up as well. So here we go. We have an actual get up animation. Up he gets. And then I can knock him out again. Wonderful. And he's lost his head. Brilliant. And we just drop this box on him as well. All of the good stuff. And of course we do have the physics camera as well, as it were before. So there we go. Here you are. Physics camera. This guy's trying to walk into the box. Right. So there we go. Grab the physics camera. And we can throw you into water. And you can see the camera actually tries to bob a little bit as well. So here we go. Lift that up to water surface, and you can see it just sort of hovers and can kind of hold its position, but it's still slowly falling to the ground. So let's have a look at that one last time. Yeah. Try and take the camera. Oh, the camera's heavy. Thank you, camera. Right, there we go. And now, hello, it's me, name's Sonny. Right, so there we go. We got a nice selfie cam. I am going to add a change to the camera model. Not this one, but I'll add another camera model that you can switch to for handheld camera, so it's nice and easy to actually hold. But before then, let's get you into the water. Off you go. Oh, you're facing the wrong way. Hello. It's me. Hello. How you doing? Rolling around. And I think that is the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you. I will see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, dislike, whatever you want to do. I don't know how the system works. I don't care how the system works. All I know is that Project TX is going to get even better and better and better. And what I really want to do as well is I actually want to, once the tech demo is out, that'll give you a nice taste for the game, and then I can actually split it off so that there is a sandbox, which is a separate project, and that'll be called RMod for now. If I do give a different name, I might, but for now it'll still be the RMod project as you may have seen before. And then that will allow for full customizability. You'll be able to add new props, you'll be able to add new guns, you'll be able to add more programming as well. So it will be a full-on sandbox, absolutely similar to the way Gmod works. That's RMod, reality modded, and yeah, I can't wait to get to that stage. But for now, it is what it is. So thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.